Hey, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? That's why I set up the website, colinmullen.com. So hey everybody, before we get into this week's thing, I want to talk about this painting a bit, just the way I do this channel. I've been wanting to try and do this aesthetic on like my little hobby toys that I've got, Warhammer crap, and the idea of using like bone china, like sort of aesthetic sounds really cool. And I was like, can I even do that? And the answer I think is yes. I think that this proves that yes, I can, but I need a much smaller brush because like there was some detail work, there were some things that I wanted to do that I just could not get the brush at that small of a scale to do what I wanted. So I think it is possible, but I lack the current tools in my tool set to be able to pull that off. So I need to go buy that, and then I can probably pull it off. So good news there. I think that this turned out okay. It could have been better if I, like I said, had the ability to do much finer detail stuff. And I really do feel like that's really what gets that bone china aesthetic across. You know, growing up, we had plates that we'd eat off of that had this aesthetic, and you know, it was just like they were loved. They have chips in them. I'm sure they're worth something, but they were just like, these are the plates that we use, you know, amongst a bunch of other plates that we use. We stopped treating them as this precious thing that was in the cabinet, because who cares about that? That's such like a boomer thing to have plates that you don't use. Like, I don't understand that at all. But anyway. So a while ago, I made this video called Don't Draw Furry Art, and it was actually sort of like not about that really, but people still will click on the video and go, I'm doing it anyway. And it's like, okay. I mean, you should probably listen to why I said that rather than, but anyway, so this is the counter video to that. Draw furry stuff, draw anime, draw whatever inspires you, because here's the deal. Like we were talking about last week when I was talking about the reason that I don't get art block, if you try and set some like sort of thing, some sort of, I don't know, limitation that like, oh, I don't want to do anime because it's not real art, or I don't want to do furry stuff because it's not real art. You know, like, yeah, is learning perspective good? Yes. Is learning anatomy good? Is learning all that kind of stuff good? Yes. Should you? Yes. It does help, but more importantly is repetition and just getting art out, doing art. And so if you can, if you are inspired, go with what inspires you. No breaks. Like, no, like, oh, well, you know, it's not, you know, real art because blah, blah, blah. You know, no, shut up. You're learning something. You're picking up some sort of skill set that is something that you can apply later. This whole painting I'm doing right now is literally just a test, more or less, to see whether or not I can pull this thing off for a little hobby thing I want to do. And it's inspiring me to look into this aesthetic that I really haven't ever looked into and really like understand and learn it. I'm not going to hit art block. I'm not going to ever feel like it's a chore to do art. If I feel like I want to do it, that I want to sit down and learn the thing and process the information that I am. And that's one of the best ways of doing art is like, if that's your thing, if drawing like art, furry stuff or anime, or I don't know why those are the only two that I can think of, but if that's the kind of stuff that gets you happy, that's the important bit. Not necessarily your happiness, but the idea that you're willing to go and sit down and do the work. I would much rather see 1,000 pictures of you drawing Mickey Mouse over you trying to draw something that you don't really believe in, you don't really respect, you don't really enjoy. You would prefer to be drawing Disney characters, anime, furry stuff, cartoons, whatever. If that's what you'd rather be drawing, then do that. You're gonna be learning stuff like line, weight, perspective, all of the basics of art. So as long as you're trying to not just learn the style, but try and pick up the skill sets that are involved in doing that, like I said, like line, weight, and perspective, then it doesn't matter if this is going to be a phase for you or if this is just what you're going to do. You're going to be learning skills. And so, like for me, I drew a lot of anime as a kid, and it's not really my thing anymore, but I did a whole bunch of art because I was excited. I was really interested in that. And that is like way more important than most anything else. Like, time in front of a canvas is one of the most important things as an artist. So, yeah, that's my take on this. I need to thank the people on patreon.com/RevScarecrow at the $5 tier or more. That's the thank you in the credits thing. But hey, I've got a special announcement for after that. So if you don't want to hear their names, these people who support me and make this channel happen, you can skip that and then you can get to that. But don't, you know? It's like 5 seconds. Anyway, thank you to the following people. Thank you, first off, to my mom and dad. I love you. Thank you, Wap Fu. Thank you, Tofandor. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Skelecorgi. Thank you, Reverend Joe. Thank you, Retrograde. Thank you, Nick Valentine. Thank you, Mortis. Thank you, Maliciousness. Thank you, Kayla Hollinger. Thank you, Gala. Thank you, Gabriel Bennett. Thank you, Freak Wannabe. Thank you, Egg. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Bungle Paws. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Bep. Thank you, BD648. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Acrobus. And thank you, Ants! Thank you again to everyone at any tier, but thank you guys. You really helped me make this thing happen, so thank you guys so much for that. But anyway, that announcement thing I was going to talk about, I'm going to be doing another art sale probably in November, in time for it to all get shipped out in time for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you know, all the holidays that are coming up. It's going to be a randomized set of stuff. It's going to be like skulls, and you'll get one out of the skulls grab bag if you decide to buy that. If that sounds interesting, start saving up some money. It's going to be at a much reduced rate than usual because it is random. But this was a suggestion my wife had, and I'm like, that's a smart idea. People might be into that. So if you're into that, this is your heads up to put a little bit of money aside in time for like the November grab bag that I'm going to do. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.